a lot of this has to do with perception. You know, what's the context is one of the things I heard, because if I'm sitting around with you and we're roasting marshmallows and we got our feet up and the sky is open and we're sleeping in tents, if I say the word fire, it's a comforting feeling, right? You walk into a conference room and you see a pink piece of paper on the table and I say the word fire, you hyperventilate. Because it's the context in which the words are used. And all these words, depending on the context which they're used, are going to give you a different reaction. Why? Look at the papers next to you. I know, no cheating. But if you looked at the people next to you and if we took a poll of the entire class, everybody's going to have different reactions to these. Why? What gave you individually different reactions to this?
Your past experience.
Past experience. Dictated by who? Your organization, your leaders, whatever that might be. Your past has so much to do with this. And so as a communications guy, as an organizational change management guy, I've got to watch all these trigger words. I've got to be careful of the words I use because of that specific situation. Another trigger word, and I think that's on there, that's just how we do things around here. Who put positive towards that? One of you did. You better admit it. I had people going, oh, I was very positive. Who put positive on that? Get out. That is one of the ugliest things I've ever heard. And how often is it said? Bless their little heart. That's what my grandma used to say. I found out, my grandma, who's from Oklahoma, Missouri, I found out that bless your little heart's a cuss word. Frame of reference, right? So growing up, grandma would use that in specific situations. For example, we're at the grocery store and the girl gave her wrong change. And my grandma's like, oh, this is the wrong change, bless your little heart. I'm like, Grandma, be nice. Because I just knew what it meant. I didn't know what the words were. And so we have to really kind of understand that. What's the perception behind these words? It all starts with perceptions. This is a model that I created for the next book that I'm writing, where we're really taking a look in the in-depth understanding of the employee in an organization. We need to understand how we get them from point A, where they're at now, to point B, where they need to be. How do we do that? Through organizational psychology. I actually just conducted a study on this, and this is a basic overall understanding of where my dissertation is. So first of all, our perceptions, as we just talked about, are built by our personal lives, organizational history, our sense of belonging. We will favor things because we want to belong to that group or look like we fit in. Do you agree? Yeah. How many of us have teenage girls in here? Do you agree? Intrinsic motivators. Extrinsic motivators actually don't work very well on us. That's what research has shown. Would you agree with that? $5 sandwich, I'll attend a meeting though. The leadership. When I say leadership, it's our connection with our leadership. Research has shown that when I feel a connection with my boss, and it doesn't have to be like drinking buddies connection. I'm talking like I have respect and they have respect for me. I will do more for them if they give me a personal plea. Would you please do this? Absolutely, hands down. I'm a Marine. I was trained that when the master sergeant tells you to run into battle, you duck your head and run. You want to take the hill, charge the hill, go. And the last one is the project strength. How we perceive something as being strong or weak depends on if we believe in it or not. Our perceptions lead to our attitudes. Our attitudes of having self-efficacy, our attitudes of having hope, optimism, and resilience. All four of these factors are influenced by these past things. Have we crashed and burned really hard in the past? Yes. We're probably going to have a lower level of hope. Have we tried things before and weren't able to do them very well? That's going to lower our self-efficacy. Our past perceptions influence where we are today when it comes to our attitudes. This right here, these four things, were the basis of what's called organizational behavioral research. When we combine these four together, it's called psychological capital. Congratulations, this is how an employee thinks in the workplace. This is the framework in which they take a look at everything while at work, proven in research. This is what my dissertation was on. My data, when you pulled the data, it's amazing how all these individually were okay, but together they were super strong. Phenomenal. So our attitudes are going to lead into our beliefs. Our belief that something is appropriate. The change will personally benefit me. Whether I'm able to be effective in this change. And the last one there is my management supporting me. Another thing that research has shown us is these 4 things will determine our belief in these things. Guess what this is called right here? Readiness for organizational change. If a person does not believe in these things right here, they're not ready for change. Do we need people to be ready for change? That's why consultants like me get paid so much money to go tell executives of organizations how to do their jobs during change. And the last one, based on our beliefs, we make decisions. Don't we? Think about the decisions we make based on our beliefs. If I believe something is appropriate, it's going to benefit me, and I have the support of everybody I need to, I'm going for it. If I'm getting ready to jump out of that airplane, and I feel that I've been prepared, and then I'm getting a cookie in the end, and that I have everything I need, I'm willing to jump. Our perceptions lead to our attitudes lead to our beliefs, and our beliefs lead to our decisions. Our decisions are what gets wrong. Because when we go to impact a change, if we don't do it right, they go directly to decisions based on all this other information. What our jobs to do is to take a look at all this and address all this. Because what we don't want them to do is make an automatic decision based on what's existing. We want to help influence that a little bit. And the crowd goes well. This is something I'm absolutely excited about because this is different than how the industry looks at it currently. Currently, organizational change management is done by a checklist. I communicated, why didn't they change? It's because it doesn't work that way.